Hello, Atoka Elementary families. We are your fifth grade team, and we're going to be giving you a lot of information, so it's going to be lengthy, but it's very important that you follow all the guidelines that we have in place to keep you and our families safe here at Atoka. So with that, we're going to start with meeting our fifth grade team. I'm Miss Stacy, and I teach math. This is my 15th year. I have two children. Eric is 21, Emily is 23. I have dog Riley and Max, and I've been married to Philip for 26 years.
All right. I'm Miss Smith. I'm one of the ELA teachers. I have been married to my husband, Sean, for 5 years. These are our two dogs, Sadie and Bailey. This is my 8th year teaching and 2nd year here at Atoka.
This is Dr. Tucker. This is my 17th year of teaching. I have been married since 2002, and some of you might know my son Knox, who is also in 5th grade.
Hi, I'm Miss Harrington. I'm another ELA teacher here in 5th grade. I'm married to Larry, who is actually Dr. Tucker's brother, so we are sister-in-laws, and together we have 4 kiddos. You'll see them in the picture: Elena, Bella, Logan, and Harley. This is my 11th year teaching and my 5th year here at Atoka Elementary.
Hey, this is Miss Wickham. I have been teaching for 19 years. I am the 3rd and final math teacher on the 5th grade team. I have been married to my husband, Stephen, for 21 years. We have 4 children. My daughter, Madeline, is a sophomore at MTSU. My son, Jackson, is a senior at Brighton High School. My daughter, Addison, is a freshman at Brighton High School, and my daughter, Emerson, is a 6th grader at Brighton Middle School.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Costco. This is my 2nd year teaching here at Atoka Elementary School. I am also an ELA teacher. I've been married to my husband, Paul, for 15 years, and we have 2 fur babies, Ren and Elphaba.
We're going to start off by just saying first that we are all working together, so there may be some times that we share information, and because we're going to be teaching your students. So just, if you have any questions, just make sure you contact the homeroom teacher. But we have safety requirements, as you know. A mask are going to be required by all students, faculty, and staff, including students who are riding the bus. We are social distancing, and we have to do that in the classrooms, in the hallways, recess, all over the school building. There will be times, however, that we will be taking periodic breaks within the classroom while we are still social distancing. Hand washing is very important. It's going to be an essential part of our day. Hand sanitizing, desk sanitizing, trying to keep everything as sanitized as possible. We have a few safety tips. We're just asking that students could bring 2 masks for each day in case it falls on the floor, gets wet, or just want to change it out so they're not wearing the same mask all day. It's not required to have 2 masks, though, but it is required to wear a mask each day. None of this is required. We're just giving you some tips. It'll be helpful for you guys. Lanyards, what they can wear around their necks, could be used to hook their mask so that it will help reduce the loss of it or it falling down. We will also be eating in the classroom each day, so we're asking that students bring a lunchbox. Who bring a lunchbox could bring a towel or something to place on their desk, as well as a Ziploc bag to put the towel in so that it doesn't touch anything when they place it in their backpack. Again, these are just optional. We are also encouraging students to bring a water bottle each day. They will be able to use the water fountains, but there will be limited use. We also have installed spigots to some of the water fountains that are going to be accessible, and the students will actually be able to refill their water bottles like if they go to a Coke machine and refill it at a restaurant.
All right, we will have weekly newsletters that are sent home each Monday and Tuesday for the face-to-face learners. It will also be in your Monday packet for our distance learners. Things that can be found in your newsletter will be the teacher websites and emails, announcements and reminders for our classes, additions or changes to your calendar, weekly topics and skills that we will be discussing, quiz and test dates, as well as any other important dates that we have for you. Also, you can find your vocabulary and spelling words as we have them with our reading units. All right, your binder is going to be a very important resource for this school year. This is going to be where all of your students' works and information will be contained. Some of the contents that will be in the binder, in the front pocket, this is where we want them to keep their important papers or things that need to be returned to school. You'll also have a binder table of contents at the beginning. That way you know where to find each item. The student's calendar will also be located in the binder. This needs to be initialed each night to show that you have seen things like behavior or notes from class. You will also have your newsletter in this binder. A password page, this is very important to keep up with because this is how your student will have their passwords kept up so they can log into all of our online resources. You will have ELA spiral review as well as math review, a pouch for free time work, so this will be anything that has not been finished and will need additional time to work on. You'll have a pouch for graded papers, math, science, and social studies study guides will be found in the binder. You will have multiplication facts, cursive practice. The next one talks about questions to ask a teacher. So if you are working on an assignment at home and you come up with a question that you need help with, make sure to write it down. That way you remember to ask your teacher when you come back the next day or on Fridays during your Zoom if you're a distance learner. You will also have a pouch for attendance notes. Make sure if you are absent, you fill out one of these and return it to your teacher. You should also keep your zipper pouches in your binder. The back pocket of your binder will be papers that should be kept at home, and then on the back cover of your binder will be your important information or resources page.
As far as supplies go, I know that some people ask on the phone, if I'm a distance learner, or if my child's a distance learner, do they have to get supplies to keep at home? And at first, we told people that it wasn't necessary, but after we talked a little bit more about how we're going to do things, and when we discussed how fluid the situation is, we do need all learners to get all supplies, regardless if you're at home full time or not. We do know it's kind of a lot to carry in on the first day if you are a face-to-face student. So what we did was we broke down the things that they will definitely need on the first day of school. That's their binder. It needs to be 1.5 inches, and make sure it has a clear pocket in the front and a clear pocket in the back, and of course inside pockets as well. A pack of page protectors, because we're going to be getting our binder together first thing, because that is our organizational tool and it's extremely important. They'll need 2 3-hole zipper pouches. They will need a pre-sharpened pencil sharpener. Well, I'm getting ahead of myself. They will need pre-sharpened pencils or mechanical pencils. All the teachers are okay with mechanical pencils. That's absolutely fine. They'll need 6 composition books, 2 spiral notebooks, coloring utensils, which we asked for crayons and colored pencils. And back to the handheld pencil sharpener. Every time a student uses our pencil sharpener in class, we'll have to stop and sanitize it. And we want to use our time wisely and minimize that as much as possible. So a handheld pencil sharpener is not on our supply list, but we do highly recommend that every student get one. Now, the next set of supplies can be brought in whichever the next day is that your child will be attending school. A clipboard, 2 packs of dry erase markers, a pack of multicolored highlighters, 10 glue sticks, scissors, 2 plastic folders with pockets and brads, 3 red ink pens, and 2 packs of wide ruled notebook paper. Clever. You will be hearing a lot about Clever over the next few weeks. It is a new online platform that we're going to be using to access online learning applications. And what it is kind of like a one-stop shop for all of the websites and resources we'll be using. So it's designed to make your life easier. Ideally, when you log into Clever the first time, you will not have to log into any of the other websites within Clever. It's kind of a single sign-on thing. We're having some issues with that part of it, so we will work that out. But your students will be getting a password page with all of their passwords they could possibly need this year. But your child will have their Clever login. They will log on, and you will see, let's say if we want them to watch a Brain Pop video, all they'll have to do is click on Brain Pop, and that's where everything can be found. Face-to-face learners, they will be trained on how to use Clever during the first week of school, and distance learners, we're also working on some training to be sent to you during the first week of school.
All right, now you just heard Dr. Tucker talk about the Clever platform, and one of the things that you're going to find on the Clever platform is called OdysseyWare. So OdysseyWare is a web-based program that we're going to be using while your students are learning at home. Now, this is for full-time distance learners as well as face-to-face students on those days when they're not actually coming to school. Now, this is going to be a site where the individual homeroom teachers and the math teachers together, the ELA teachers together, we're going to be posting assignments for your students to be completing on those days when they are at home. Now, again, you should be able to access this through Clever as a single sign-on, but most likely you may have to sign in that first time when you're trying to access OdysseyWare. But like Dr. Tucker said, that information will be found on their password page. Okay, here we gave you a schedule for what distance learning packet pickup and drop-off is going to need to look like. So if you see the first column is for face-to-face Monday and Wednesday students, which means they would be distance learning on Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. The second column is face-to-face Tuesday and Thursday students who are going to be distance learning on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And then that last column is for our full-time distance learners who are Monday through Friday. So we have a row for packet distribution. So this is how those packets are going to get home. So for your face-to-face Monday, Wednesday, they will get their packets Monday afternoon. For Tuesday, Thursday, they'll get theirs on Tuesday afternoon. For full-time distance learners, you are going to need to pick up the packets on Mondays between 8 and 12. Now, in these packets, they're going to include assignments for those days the students are going to be at home. And the packets will be due for Monday, Wednesday students the following Monday at 8 a.m., for Tuesday and Thursday students the following Tuesday at 8 a.m., and then for our full-time distance learners, those packets will be due the following Monday between 8 and 12. Now, when you turn in a packet, you're going to receive that week's packet as well. So it will be folders going back and forth when you drop them off and you pick them up. Now, it's important, if you see here at the bottom, the lost packets will not be replaced. There are no exceptions on this because it is the student's responsibility to be able to keep up with his or her own work and all materials.
Okay, so as Ms. Harrington said, packets are going to be picked up and dropped off every Monday morning between 8 and 12, except for the very first packet, which will go home tomorrow, which is Friday, August 14th from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Now, this is only for our distance learners. Face-to-face students will still receive their packets when they come to school. Now, each student will have 2 identical folders, and each homeroom has a different color. On the folder, there is a label with the student's name, grade, and homeroom teacher. One folder will be picked up every Monday, and it will contain the weekly syllabus and assignments for that week. The second folder is the one that you're going to keep that graded work from the previous week, and you will drop that off when you're picking up the new packet.
This is a sample syllabus. A syllabus will be sent home with each student or in their packet, and it will outline the assignments that they have for the week and where they can be found and how to complete them.
Okay, all students in their weekly packets they receive will get a syllabus. That syllabus is going to detail each day's assignments and the order in which they should be completed and which materials should be used. Now, these are the assignments that are to be completed at home. Beginning August 17th, all students will participate in distance learning to some degree. Teachers will be providing video lessons for topics and skills. Now, the 5th grade teachers are going to see all of our faces because we're all working together. So we all approve of each other's videos.
This is a sample of that syllabus that will be coming home. As you can see, it just outlines the order in which the assignments are going to be completed, and it'll also have information about where to find those assignments. Okay, face-to-face students on Monday and Wednesday, this is what their day will look like, or their week will look like. On Monday, they will be in school. They'll receive their current week's packet, including the newsletter and syllabus and assignments. They'll complete instruction while they're in school, and then those packets will be due on the following Monday at 8 o'clock. Tuesday, they'll be working from that syllabus on those assignments at home. Wednesday, they'll be back here at school for face-to-face instruction. And then Thursday and Friday, they will complete the assignments on the syllabus for Thursday and Friday.
For the face-to-face students that are going to be coming to school on Tuesdays and Thursdays, their week is going to look like this. Monday, you're going to be at home, so you're going to complete the assignments that are noted on the syllabus. Tuesday, you'll be in school. You're going to receive the current week's packet, including the week's newsletter, syllabus, and assignments, and you're going to participate in rigorous Tier 1 instruction, and then the previous week's packet will be due Tuesday in class at 8 a.m. Wednesday at home, you're going to complete any assignments that are noted on the syllabus in the order that they are listed. Thursday in school, you're going to also receive rigorous instruction as well. Friday at home, complete all the graded assignments. These assignments are going to be due back to class on Tuesday at 8 a.m., and then you're going to get them distributed back to you by the teacher in class. Just remember that it is important that you do not do any of the graded assignments early in the week. Wait until we have given you all the instruction to complete all graded assignments on Fridays. Full-time distance learners, your schedule is going to look like this. You are at home each day, but you will refer to the syllabus every day. Follow those in the order that they are listed. The previous week's packet is going to be due on Monday between 8 and 12. At this time, you're going to pick up the current week's packet with those syllabus and the assignments. Again, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you're going to continue to refer to that day's syllabus. On Friday, you're going to complete all the graded assignments from the packet independently. Again, make sure that you don't do anything ahead. Go day by day, because we need to make sure that you have the instruction and the practice before you do the graded assignments on your own. The graded assignments are then going to be due Monday between 8 and 12.
All right, this is a sample schedule for what learning days at home could look like. This could be for our distance learners full-time as well as our learners who come to school 2 days a week. So we just have a sample set up here. Your child may work at their own pace and complete assigned tasks at times that are conducive to your individual situation and schedule. We know that this may not be followed exactly, but this is just a point of reference for you to make your own. All right, academic integrity. This is a big one. Students are expected to follow the weekly syllabus and complete all the practice and graded assignments. Parents may assist your child if they have questions on non-graded assignments only. Graded assignments must be completed independently by the student without assistance. The reason for this is we want to be able to measure what our students have learned and what we still need to work with them on.
Textbooks and materials for full-time distance learners. Students are responsible for having all materials needed to complete their daily task, referring to the weekly syllabus in order to complete all assignments. It's very important for you to be prepared. Once you start watching one of our videos, we might say, hey, get out your social studies workbook and turn to page 3, and you just kind of need to have that handy. On August 14th, the following textbooks will be picked up with the weekly packets: Math Volume 1 and Amplify Unit 1 Workbook and Reader. We have a new reading unit, and that's what the Amplify is. On Monday, August 24th, the following textbooks will be picked up with the weekly packets: Science and Social Studies. And additional textbooks will be sent home as needed. For example, we have a Volume 2 math book we won't be needing till around Christmas time. We'll send that home when we need to. But something you really need to know is we don't have extra textbooks that we can replace, or extra workbooks that we can replace if some are lost. Parents are financially responsible for lost textbooks or workbooks. Math study guides will always be given for test. Study guides will be located in your child's binder. There's a page protector for that. Also, lots of math resources will be added to the journal throughout the year. There is not a set day for tests since math is taught in units. Some days our tests might be Wednesdays. It really just depends on when we end the units, but our newsletter will always tell you when the upcoming tests and quizzes will be. Tests are counted twice in the grade book. Fluency is necessary for mastering fifth grade skills. It is extremely difficult to master fifth grade math skills if multiplication facts are not known fluently. I know there are lots of cute little tricks for memorizing nines and things like that, but we don't have time for the tricks in fifth grade. So if your child is a little rusty on multiplication, that might be something you want to work with first thing. Showing your work and steps is always expected, even more so now that we're doing distance learning. Calculators are not going to be used, and if we don't see work and steps, we're going to have to assume that it was not completed with academic integrity. And like I said before, calculators are not allowed. Towards the end of the year, we will be doing some work with calculators, but for now, it's not. They are not allowed. Daily spiral review, math. You might be asking, what is a spiral review? It is a collection of problems and or questions in which your student has already been taught. The idea is to keep reviewing, so they don't forget how to do anything. And this has been the key to our success over the years. We love spiral reviews. They're going to be given weekly and completed weekly. Face-to-face students are expected to bring their spiral reviews to class daily, as noted on the syllabus. And also, there's a page protector in their binder for their spiral reviews. We'll go over all of that in class. Students will be expected to correct all answers and copy the steps in the work, and then review each day to prepare for the weekly spiral review quiz, because at the end of every week, we will have a quiz based on questions found in the spiral reviews. For distance learners, same kind of thing. Students are expected to complete daily assignments as noted on the syllabus. Students are expected to review the answers using the posted video. We will work on making those videos. Students are expected to correct all answers and copy the steps in the work, and review each day to prepare for the quiz as well.
Okay, so this is an example of what the daily math spiral review looks like. It might look familiar to some of you, especially if you were here last year for fourth grade. It is very similar to how the homework was last year, but you're going to have an entire page to complete on, for Monday and Wednesday students, they will complete these on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Tuesday and Thursday in-person students will complete these on Monday and Wednesday. And distance learners
We'll complete them each day. And if this sounds confusing, you can always refer back to the syllabus. It will align everything out for you and hopefully answer any questions and clarify any misconceptions that you might have.
Okay, Prodigy Math is something that your child might be familiar with. We've used it in the past. It is a self-paced online math program. If your child needs to be challenged, it will challenge your child. If your child needs remediation, it will bring back the level. It can be accessed through Clever. You can actually go to the Prodigy website, and there will be a button that says access with your Clever information, and you just put in your Clever login and password, and you're good to go.
All right, now we're going to talk about ELA, which is also known as English Language Arts. Our ELA curriculum this year is Amplify. You will have your student workbook as well as readers provided for each student. This is especially important to keep in mind for our distance learners. When Dr. Tucker talked about keeping up with your materials, your assignments will very often be from those workbooks or the assigned readers. It is your job to keep up with these so you can complete your work. With vocabulary and spelling, unlike previous years, we will not have a weekly list of spelling words. These will come as the lessons require them. So some weeks you will have vocabulary and spelling. Some weeks you may just have vocabulary. It really just depends on the lessons, but this information will always be on your newsletter. All right, for writing. Previously, we have used the Write Bright curriculum. However, with our new Amplify curriculum, it encompasses writing as well as our other skills. So all of our writing assignments will be based on the text and assignments you have completed with your readers and your workbook. Students are expected to read assigned text in order to complete assignments. If you do not read the assigned text, you will not be able to complete the assigned task. It is very important to keep this in mind. Students are expected to highlight evidence in reading assignments. All right, just like with math, we will have ELA spiral review. You can refer to the math example that you saw earlier. The ELA one will look very similar. The same thing applies for ELA spiral review as with math. So if you need any information, you're always welcome to go back to that slide.
Get Epic and ReadWorks will be platforms that we'll use to supplement ELA work. Both of these can be accessed through Clever. They will have passwords and usernames that will be on their password page, and they can use those to get into both Get Epic and to ReadWorks. They'll be separate passwords though, and these will be provided to the students as soon as the class codes are available. We actually have those that will be going home with the packet, and the students that are in class will get those when they come to class. Social studies and science. Science students will have access to Think Central, where they can watch videos, experiments, and access the textbook. For social studies, they will have assignments that will be on the syllabus as well. There'll be a combination of the social studies workbooks that we will be sending home and ReadWorks articles. All of this will be outlined on the weekly syllabus, and both of these can be logged in through Clever.
Graded assignments. Students will complete graded assignments on Fridays after the teacher has completed the weekly instruction. This is for all learners in class and at home. So earlier I said, do not complete anything ahead of time. Make sure that you are completing all of the daily tasks and watching the videos and practicing, and all of the graded assignments are due on Friday. So please wait until then to do your assignments. Friday's graded work needs to be completed independently without any extraneous resources, including but not limited to parents, books, journals, dogs, cats, fish, unless otherwise noted on the weekly syllabus. This will allow your child's teacher to accurately assess the progress that your child is making. Graded papers are going to be sent home the following week once they have been graded and reviewed. They are yours to keep once you receive them. We ask that you review them with your child and make sure that you go over any skills that they had trouble with and practice a little more if you need it.
Incomplete work. We always, as far as in class, give students plenty of time to finish their work. At home, of course, you have all the time in the world to finish your work. But just know that there will be a time when we have to take incomplete assignments as is and grade them as is. And those learning packets that are picked up for the distance learners, something that's very, very important and probably will have the biggest impact on your grade is if those assignments or the packet, the whole one assignment, the whole packet, whatever the case may be, for every day that it's late, it's going to be a 25-point deduction in the grade for each assignment. Lost assignments or work that is not turned in will be replaced and will result in a 0. For example, for those of you with your packets due on Mondays, if you don't turn it in until Tuesday, assuming that they're all 100% correct, the grade on every assignment in that packet will be a 75. So please, please, please help us out and get those packets turned in on time.
Makeup work. This is when your student is absent with the face-to-face learners. So you're going to need to make sure that you pick up the packet for the makeup work by Friday so that the student can complete the assignments and turn them in on the next day that he or she returns to school. Parents of the face-to-face learners who are absent on Thursdays, pick up the packets on Friday for the makeup work, and your child can complete them and again return them when they come back to school the very next day.
All right, technology sign-up reminders. It is imperative for every parent or guardian to sign up for our Remind 101. This will be our main source of communication. Please, please, please make sure you sign up no later than Sunday, August 16th. You will receive information about your child's work, class notifications, anything important will come to you through Remind. And below are the codes for each of your students' teachers. All you need to do is text that code to the number 81010.
Reminders, additional information, absences, make sure you send a note, a doctor's note preferably. If your child is absent, we have provided those notes in your child's binder, so you can just cut one of those off and send them in. If you have any transportation changes, remember those have to be in writing. You cannot call the school and say, so-and-so needs to go home on the bus. We need that in writing. A lot of times we get asked, can you send some extra worksheets home for practice? Really, the best thing that you can do for this kind of situation, if you need extra worksheets, is call the Family Learning Center. You can say, my child is in Dr. Tucker's class at Atoka Elementary, and they're really struggling with place value, and they will hook you up with a place value packet, send it to the teacher's mailbox, and the teacher will send it home. Recess, make sure that your child understands that recess is going to look very different. Right, as of right now, we can't use playground equipment. We can't share any toys. I know in 5th grade, the kids really love to play wall ball with their tennis balls. And that won't be allowed right now because any kind of shared toy is prohibited. So if your child wants to bring an individual pack of sidewalk chalk just for them to play with, that would be fine. If they want to bring a jump rope just for them to play with, that's fine also. Things like that just help them understand because, recess is everybody's favorite part of the day.
As we journey through this new adventure, just remember that we're all here together. We will do our best to be flexible and patient and work with you as best we can. I know that we're going through a lot of changes, but we're also going to need from you patience and flexibility, understanding when we do have those changes. And before you come to any conclusions, always remember to ask us first. We'll do our best to explain. And remember,